Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back. It's Friday. We're doing another live stream. We're reviewing your art that you all are working on for the Kinetic Rush 3D challenge. First off, can you hear me? Can you see me? Give me a thumbs up in chat. What's up everybody? I see a lot of you in there. Thanks for joining. We got 10 artists lined up today to show off their work. I'm gonna give them some feedback, answer any questions they have. All of these questions and answers should hopefully help everyone here at home working on their art. All the questions and answers are probably questions that you might have yourself and answers that hopefully will help you out on your art. So it's just a fun little check. But yeah, we're gonna have these 10 artists come up, and if you guys wanna have your art shown on the live stream next Friday, then in the description there's some instructions on how to do that. Basically, you're gonna go over to the Discord server. It's free, and you're gonna go to the Kinetic Rush category, and in there, under announcements, you will find an announcement from Mr. Sotomonte himself, who is currently producing the live stream right now. He's behind the scenes, pulling all the strings, moving all the things. We also got iCats behind the scenes as well, one of our moderators on the Discord server, so shout outs to both you guys. Yeah, we got some thumbs ups in chat. Good to see everybody. I'm excited to see what you guys are doing with the challenge right now. So one big announcement here is that the submission form is currently live. You can now submit your Kinetic Rush art if you're done with it. I highly recommend that you take as much time as you can. Use all the time allotted, because September 1st at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is the deadline. So, you know, use all the days you got, right? Use all the days you got. Put all of your effort into those days. But if for whatever reason, you know, we have, let me refresh this page. 28 people submitted already. 29 people very confident in their submissions. That's good. Let me show you what we're looking at here. Boom. This is the landing page. It's the first link in the description, and bam, submit your art button right here. Shout outs to Folio, another one of our Discord mods who put this website together. Sypo was in there too, helping out, getting everything run smoothly, and Visual put all of the visuals together. What a wonderful collaboration. Y'all absolutely killed it. For those of you who don't know, we got a whole brand new landing page, the rules, the tech specs, all the prizes, clickable links, all the sponsors. We got the judges, we got the animators and the musician, who's currently Miles is working on the music. We got the template. If you still want to join the challenge, it's not too late. Get up in here. We got a bunch of stuff free for the month popping off. We got all the FAQs in here, in their various categories, and we got a little schedule. Look at this. We are currently on live stream 3. We got live stream 4 queued up, and we got a bunch more fun stuff down here, and some shout outs to all the people who worked on the challenge to make it happen. So super cool stuff. Submit if you are ready to submit. Otherwise, keep crunching, and let's get started. I think that's everything. Any other announcements? I saw Bruno Mars last night with my wife for her birthday. My God, that was incredible. One of the best concerts I've ever been to in my life. Lady Gaga showed up at the end, like didn't know she was gonna be there. Freaking crazy. Unbelievable. I felt like it was, yeah, it was a party. It was a good time. It was a very, very good time. So I have Bruno. If I'm just singing Bruno Mars, that's why. He's stuck in my head. He'll be stuck in my head throughout the entire weekend. What's up, everybody in chat? We'll, you know, I'll be taking a look at you guys. Oh, okay. Yes, Dave. Yes, Lady Gaga was there. They released that song on midnight. It was crazy. It was freaking sweet. Let's get into it. We got our first artist, and let me get the art queued up. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Look at this. Samster, can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you see your art?
Hello, mate. How you doing?
I am fantastic, doing very well. Let's get a thumbs up from everyone in the chat. Can you guys see Samster's art? Can you hear Samster?
Hello, hello.
Yeah, Samster, where are you from?
Well, you could probably tell from the accent, but yeah, I'm from England, but my dad is actually from the States, so I've got like a ton of family over there, and I've been there a ton of times. So half of the family are over here in England, half the family over there, US.
Cool. Yeah, cool. And is this your first challenge? I mean, your art is already ridiculous. Like,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, I've done moving meditation and endless engines, and I really wanted to do the last two, the boss fight and the eternal ascent thing, but just didn't really line up with my schedule at the time. But now I'm pretty sure I saw your announcement video like a minute after you posted it, and I just immediately clicked on it because I was like, oh yes, another one, let's go, because it fits well with my schedule this time. So I was like, I got to go for it.
Sweet, man. It's killer. We're seeing people in chat saying they're a little quiet, Sodamonte, so I don't know if you can give them a little boost. Yeah, cool, man. Cool. But that's great, man. That's friggin' awesome. How long you been doing 3D for?
Yeah, so I've been doing VFX since I was 18. I'm 23 now. I actually just turned 23 2 days ago, actually. So,
Nice.
but yeah, so I did a course at university, and then after that, I was applying for jobs, and I actually got hired by ILM over here.
Okay.
Yeah, really exciting. But unfortunately, I lost that job when the actors and writers went on strike. So
Yeah.
I've been back on the market trying to, just filling my time. Most of the time I just work on personal projects and post them on my YouTube channel. It's, like my actual name is Sam, but I go by Samster just because that's the name I have on my YouTube channel.
Sure. Yeah.
You're my inspiration for my YouTube channel, really. Just
really?
watching your work. Well, just your awesome like breakdowns of VFX and and environments and.
Sweet.
So
man.
I just kind of do that. I try, keyword try, to do that same thing on my channel.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a lot of work. It's like, it's so much work. Since I left Corridor like 4.5 years ago, which is insane to say, like, because that feels like it feels like yesterday, but it's so long. 4.5 years is ridiculous. And
yeah,
it's like the most work I've ever had to do, like, consistently on something is run a channel. So it's, yeah, I get it. But let's talk about your art, because it's crazy.
Totally.
It looks so good. Like, what?
Thank you.
First off, let me say, what else could you possibly do? Is this done? Did you submit? Are you one of the 28 people who have submitted?
No, I haven't submitted yet, and the reason why, and again, this comes back to like you being an inspiration, but you say in a lot of your videos, spend the first 20% doing 80% of the work, and then you spend the remaining 80% doing 20% of the work. So
yeah, okay.
I kind of on a daily basis kind of obsessively watch this thing, and just and sometimes I notice flaws that I didn't notice at first, and then I mean, even like, so this render that we're looking at right now, that I've actually, since submitting this for this live stream, I've actually now animated the portal to kind of go like suck and like shut just as she jumps through.
Oh,
and
that's
then
cool.
like the sparks like fly out as the portal shuts, so it's like she just made it to safety kind
That's
of thing.
sick. Yeah, I love that. I love that.
But I wouldn't have, if I didn't follow that model of the 20%, 80%, I probably wouldn't have come up with that. And it also comes down to the awesome Discord that you guys have got here, like submitting and getting people's opinions on things and getting little ideas from people and advice. So
yeah, that's very helpful. It's cool to hear that you're involved with everybody and in the community, because it really does make a difference working
Totally.
alongside others as opposed to just doing it yourself. But I gotta say, like, really cool environment you have here. I love that that giant figure in the back, it's like they're time traveling, or it's two different realms at the same time, maybe, or something.
Yeah, the idea was that it's like a traveler, a knight, a protector or something is in this like underworld, and is trying to escape. And I wanted to have like a cool similarity and kind of like parallel between the two. So like you have the giant demon witch queen thing going on in the background of the underworld, and then you've got this like guardian angel with these giant feathered angel wings kind of standing guard in this beautiful serene land. And
so cool.
And even like the atmospherics, there's like embers. I tried to do it so there's embers floating around in the atmosphere in the underworld, and then there's like butterflies floating around in the overworld. So it's like,
oh cool,
they're opposites of each other, and she's like trying to escape. And that's why I added the knight at the end. That's kind of like inviting her over, like, get over here to safety, because it kind of gives more narrative to it of like, why is she running through this portal and jumping through, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
so I'm wondering, like, for story, I know it's tough because like I'm thinking like once she jumps through and is safe, I feel like, you know, if this was like a movie or something or a game, like she would stop running. She'd be like, oh,
totally,
you know. But she's still running here, obviously, because of the challenge. You got to keep running.
Of course.
Is there a way that you can, like, with her upper half body language, like, you know, have her be like, she's done, you know, she's completed, she feels safe, drop her guard or something.
I mean, because the initial run is quite intense, so maybe I can go in and maybe make the shoulders look a bit more relaxed, and maybe her arms don't swing as much, perhaps. And I've tried to animate her like subtly looking towards the knight, but maybe I animate that a bit more exaggerated, and like she's looking up at the guardian angel or something.
Yeah, or maybe also, like, go ahead.
I was just going to say I could also maybe play around with the facial animation and make her like go from all panicked to kind of relaxed, serene, kind of, I'm safe now. I could definitely play around with that as well.
Yeah, I was thinking like if you can see my face here in the live stream, like you could do a thing where it's like she's like freaking out, and then when she lands, she's like, like her head comes back and her mouth kind of goes open.
That would be sick. Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then maybe her hands, instead of like big full like pumps with the hands, like they could just come to like they're close to her chest, you know, kind of a thing maybe.
Totally.
It still has to like fit the legs, right? Because like
totally.
But I think you can play with that.
I think that works though. Like you would still, from running that fast, you would still have momentum.
Yeah.
So as long as I try it, like you said, with the facial expressions and the arms and the torso, maybe try and express a bit more relaxation because she's not in imminent danger. I think that will be enough to convey that, probably.
There's some good notes in chat too, like what if the knight has the arms open for an embrace, and like, or you know, I don't know if she would drop her sword and shield because that's like everything, and she literally just got out of demon hell. And I don't think she would do that, but something along those lines.
No, I totally get you. Just show more of a because I'm showing a contrast through the environment, but just show more of a contrast between her reaction to the environment. She's in a threatening place, and then she's in a comfortable, safe place, and just try and express that through her as a character more.
Totally.
Yeah, I totally get that.
That's like all I got. Like this is great. This is so good.
Thank you. That really means a lot coming from you. Like I said, I've been watching your personal channel and then you on Corridor Crew as well for a really long time, and
that's cool.
I've learned so much through watching your content, and so means a lot coming from you.
That's awesome, man. That's cool to hear. I don't know if you have any other questions. Like we would probably move on at this point because like, dude, this is killer. Thanks for coming up and sharing your work with everybody, and
of course, it's my pleasure.
Anything else? Any last question you have, or should we move on? I
have one actually.
Yeah.
Do do you think the scale of the giants looks okay, like with the volumetrics? I've tried to make it feel like they are large, and so I've tried to add fog and stuff to kind of convey that they are these huge scale things in the distance. Is that conveyed in your opinion?
They look huge to me.
Sweet. Okay, cool. Because I know I didn't want to fall into that kind of video game thing where there's less volumetrics, and so you don't understand distance and scale as much. I didn't want to fall into that trap. So
no, I think just by the fact that the camera is moving, and they're obviously like, if it was a still frame, like maybe it would be hard to tell.
Oh yeah.
But like if it's pushed back and scaled up the way you have it, I think it totally works. And like, you know, maybe you could have some scaffolding on the other one or something, or on the, you know, put some like human figure in relation to it, you know, like close up to it. Maybe you could do something like that.
I tried to add, they're not very visible, but I've added some like flying birds way off in the distance near the floating mountains to try and convey scale, but I wasn't sure if it works or not.
You know, they're back there. I see them. It totally reads. You could do something. Okay, the only note I have is you could do something with that like scepter in the middle that they're holding in the world 2, in the safe world.
Yeah.
Like, you could maybe put people in there. You could put flames in there. You could put something in there that like separates.
Right. Yeah.
It separates it from like.
Right. So it's like clearly like this thing it's holding, rather than it being mistaken as just part of the stone.
Yeah, because I can't tell it's holding it, so maybe you bring up his hand a little bit or something. I don't know.
Totally. No. I appreciate that. No, I'll definitely experiment with that. Play around with it.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, good luck with everything. You're killing it. This is amazing. Very inspirational.
Thank you so much.
Before we call it Sotomonte, are we good to do a little? Well, actually, I got to bring in the next art. I should just switch to full frame me for a second, right? All right, I'm gonna do that. Samster, thank you. Rock on. Best of luck. Keep crushing it. All right, let me get the new art in. Let's see. Crycelion, is that who's up? Oh, what's going on? All right, let me get this art loop in. And I'm good, Sotomonte, whenever you want to switch on over. Crycelion, what's up?
Not much, just hanging out. And just to make things complicated, my name is also Sam, so you can call me that if you want.
If I can remember. If I mean, I'm remembering now as you tell me your name is Sam. But who knows? Maybe we'll just get really deep into the art. And this is great. I love the style, man. This is really fun. I like the mix of styles here. Where'd you come up with the idea for this scene? Like, why a subway station? Why this like animation mixed with photoreal?
So I am fresh out of school. This is probably the biggest project I've worked on to date.
Oh,
and this was an excellent way. Yeah, so I wanted to keep my scale kind of in check, because something like this subway, like I can still kind of push that figure ground, like there's that background there, but it's not a wide open space, so I don't have to worry about quite as much.
Yeah, totally.
So I can kind of limit my scope.
That's a great idea, and good execution of it too.
Thank you.
What's your goal with the scene? What are you hoping to accomplish when you get to the end?
So I'm a big fan of kind of mixing different animation styles. Back in school, there was kind of like two cliques. There were like the 2D animation kids and the 3D animation kids, and that really kind of broke my heart. So I like to kind of mix everything in as I can. So that's why like my main character is this kind of, she's actually rendered out in Eevee, and everything else is in cycles, so I can kind of get those hard shadows. And after the fact, so for the story, she's running away from like armed guards. So I'd like to go in after the fact and add some traditional like bullet hits and tracers and the like.
Okay. So that's the next thing I was gonna ask is like story. So she's running away from armed guards. Does she holding something that that she stole? Does she have a pistol in her hand? Like, how would we know? Why is she running away from these armed guards?
You know, that's a valid critique that I had not considered. That's a good.
Yeah, story wise, that because that was kind of what I was gonna. One of the pieces of feedback I was gonna offer is story. You know, like why is she running? And it seems like you have armed guards as the reason as to why she's running, but like, why is she running from armed guards? You know, like, is it? Yeah, did she steal something? Was she once an armed guard herself and defected, or you know, is she trying to get toward something that they're trying to stop her from getting toward?
I think it could be really fun. Now that you've brought up the idea of maybe her holding a pistol, she could throw a gun away as she's running to make it seem like maybe she just shot someone and is on the run from it, trying to ditch the evidence.
Okay, yeah. I could see pistol in the right hand as she vaults with her left. If she's being shot at, it wouldn't make sense for her to drop the pistol though. Because they see her, right? And then she ditches the evidence. They see her ditching the evidence. So I don't know if that would technically. You could just have a pistol in her hand the whole time. Tracers flying around her and stuff, and that would be at least something story-wise, you know. Also, how would you know they're armed guards? Is it just tracer fire coming from behind, or would you see one of the guards on the other side of the station, like here, before the train comes around, and they're pointing like, there she is, you know, and like they're like running in the same direction as her or something once they spot her, you know?
Yeah, that could work wonderfully, actually. Right now, I just have like a PNG of Goku back there as a placeholder, but that could 100% work.
Wait, you have Goku back there? Where's Goku? He is back there.
Yeah, so I had planned on kind of filling that up a little bit, but that's a way better idea than just throwing Goku back there.
That's funny. That's funny. So I'm taking a look at these other little.
Yeah, so I have a couple things in there. One is just kind of an early blockout where you can see. So the timing on that blockout is a little bit different, and that's one of the things that I really wanted to ask about.
Yeah.
There was some discussion in the Discord about the timing of the train. Initially, I had the train passing before she got there, because one of the big things that I wanted to do, I love simulation work. So when y'all were like, yeah, you can use Embergen, I was elated.
Oh,
so in that first one, the train kind of passes first, and it gives you a better look at the kind of smoke that's being kicked up.
Yeah.
But a couple people were like, yeah, it feels a little empty. So I kind of pushed the train back a little bit so that the train came through with her.
Okay.
But
cool.
you don't get to see the smoke quite as much. So I'm kind of torn on the timing of the train itself. So I was hoping to get some thoughts on that.
I think the timing is pretty cool right now, how it feels. But I was looking in chat and I saw someone said, Mars says she missed her train. And I'm like, ooh, that could be good if like the train was like it was in frame from frame, you know, the first frame you'd be able to see it, and it's like just starting to peel away, and she's missing it, and like maybe she has
that would be fun, yeah.
She has a friend on board who's like has her hand out the window, like come on, and she's reaching out for her friend, but she doesn't make it. The train peels off and peels away, so it's like she's missing her escape.
Maybe the train was like a getaway car and she kind of got her timing mixed up.
Yeah, like that could be a fun story. Like, oh no, what's gonna happen to her in the next 5 seconds? You know?
It's a very good story.
So yeah, I think it's just like story is the big one right here. Is just figuring out what's the story, because like your style is really cool, and I think the story will just kind of make it all not worthwhile. Not like it's not worth anything if you don't put story, but like it gives it reason, you know, it gives it purpose. I think that's
yeah, more context.
Yeah, exactly. I think if you add like 3 points of story, you're gonna get 9 points of overall coolness. So I don't know, it's an exponential thing where Story is always great. So yeah, I mean, you could do that if you wanted to like do the whole train angle where it's like just starting to kind of peel away from her. It's like moving just a little bit faster than the camera, and then it gets faster until it leaves. And she has a friend on board that she's like reaching out to. They're both reaching out to each other or something. Could be fun. I don't know.
That also saves me from having to fill out the back half.
Yeah, that too. You can get some lights going on that train would be nice. Some motion blur on that train would be nice as well. It feels a little like video gamey with like no motion blur in there. What else? I think the environment is cool. Take a look up top here. You see like looks a little low poly. You know, try and smooth that out.
Gotcha.
Try and bevel your edges here, so like the kiosk catches some light. You might already be beveling your edges, but let's take another look at it. You could probably get some like foreground stuff going here, like a little sparse. I see you doing some stuff. You got some trash here. You got some water. The water reflections look really nice. You know, maybe the whole front is like that, and it will make the train whipping by with the lights on feel really cool. Like she's in some sort of like time, I don't know, like some like light speed warp or something, you know?
Yeah.
Any other questions? Do you have any other questions? I think we've got a lot of suggestions, but I'm curious to think like how you feel about everything right now.
I mean, I feel pretty good. I'm learning a lot, and I guess that's really the point of everything.
Cool.
I guess really I'm having a bit of a time getting some of my Emergen stuff into Blender, but I think that's just a case of try again till it works.
Yeah,
but outside of that,
yeah.
yeah. I appreciate your time and having me on. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Keep it up. And yeah, you're moving in a good direction. Good stuff. Thanks for sharing your art here. I appreciate that.
Thank you again.
All right, Sam. We'll catch you soon.
All right, see you around.
Yeah, peace. All right, is the stream laggy for y'all? I want to just double check. I don't know if Sotomonte, if you're working behind the scenes right now or if you can chat at all, but just want to check. Okay, for sure. Soto, are you seeing any lag here on the stream? Okay, I think it's just Discord. I'm getting I think it's just Discord, which is fine. Let's load up the next artist here. I'm gonna get their art plugged in for y'all. Chris, I believe, is next. Okay, let's get this going. Let's get. All right. All right, here we go.
Hey,
What up? How you doing?
how's it going? I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Let me pour this tea.
Please do.
While I do that, can you tell me a little bit about yourself? How you got into 3D and like why you're doing the challenge, and if you've done the challenges before?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, I'm Chris from Scotland. I've been doing 3D for about 3.5 years now. Yeah, about 3.5 years, something like that. I started during COVID.
Yeah.
I was actually traveling. I was living in Cambodia, and then, well, actually at the time I was in Australia, and then I had to come home.
Okay.
COVID sent me here, and I just had the opportunity to dive into something. I was 30 years old as well, so it was kind of late in the game to get into 3D. But I ended up just kind of joining Discord. Was in the William Landgren Discord back in the day when that was going. Just always around a lot of creatives and stuff, and ended up coming out of COVID, getting into 3D work, which I've been doing now for the last few years. Managed to work with Monte on a little project not too long ago.
Ah,
It was
fun.
pretty fun. Yeah. I've obviously been watching like you guys, Corridor, stuff like that for forever. So
That's what's
I mean,
up.
I'm an old school. What's the old video co-pilot guy?
Oh, Andrew
Yeah, I used to
Kramer?
watch all those. Yeah, Andrew Kramer, man. Yeah, I'm like,
Dude,
I've been watching that stuff since back in those days. Like,
wow.
huge fan of that.
Yeah, Andrew Kramer is like the one. He's basically, he is basically the one who started all
Yeah,
of
he is the guy. Yeah. That's why I used to tell people, is like, he's who got, like, I'm sure like that's what all you guys at Carter and stuff. He was the guy for you guys, and now you're the guy for a lot of other people, and it's really cool.
Yeah, I remember the first day. I remember the day I discovered Video Copilot. I was in 10th grade video class, and I remember just, we were making some video or something, and I remember just like being in I remember the computer I was on in the corner of the room, and I was looking up like tutorials on like blood hits or something, and I found the like simulated gore one. It was like tutorial 10 or 11 is the one where his like head blows up, and I was like, what? This guy is so good. What? This is insane. And it was, I guess, downhill, uphill from there. It was
Weird.
Kramer.
Haven't heard from him in a long time. I wonder what he's doing now.
Dude.
Family time, I guess.
Yeah, he's got a lot of kids, and like he's running a business, and everyone's always wondering, what is Andrew Kramer up to these days? But let's
so I've also done a lot of the project, a lot of these challenges, like I think 3 of the ones you've done. The first one, the engines one. This is the 3rd one. I usually am working really busy, full on work, so got a little bit of space now. Got the opportunity to work on something.
Cool. Yeah.
So yeah,
All right. Can I give you some feedback?
please.
All right. So first off, I think your render is too long. It's
It very much could be. I'm halfway. This is still like not final animation or anything like that. This is just the scene I've been playing around in, so it might be a little out.
It's almost
Possibly.
three times longer than.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, because
What?
126 frames, baby. 126 frames. You gotta make your art within the 126 frame template.
Is it not because it's a loop though? It might be looping like 3 or 4 times here in that video.
I don't know.
Oh, there's other stuff there.
I don't know.
Oh wait, maybe it is.
So I'm seeing the reference. This is reference. This is reference. This is the only render.
Yeah. And that's 3 times as long?
Well, yeah.
Okay. I have no idea how that's happened. I will fix that then.
It is looping. So what you sent me is. There are 3 loops in here. I just don't know where the break is.
So it should be bang on, like,
So it's
because I always, this is just when I export, I always export it looped, so I don't have to.
2. Yeah, okay. This is 3. I think it does this 4 times. So let's do some math.
Sorry.
So
I
let's
can check
do
one minute.
504 divided by 4 is 126. Yeah, okay. So, yes, you are working with 126. Let's find out where that loop is here really quick. I'm gonna use this guy's as, 126. Let me cut this up. Bam. There we go.
Camera will definitely need some fixing.
This is
the-
the loop.
Yeah, the end of the animation I haven't synced back up with the run yet, but it should when I'm done.
Yeah, so little pop. There's like a little pop there.
Yeah.
Assuming that's where it is. So yeah, my next note is that like it. Yeah. So what we're saying here is what we're trying to do is not have. What's the best way to say this? At the end of the day, we're accepting submissions to top 100 and I think ultimately all renders. Like I want to include as many in all renders as possible. But like any renders that break the flow of the montage would be considered like not to make the montage because it breaks
Right.
the flow, right? So this is you're definitely pushing that as hard, like hard. You're pushing it super hard.
I literally just made this camera move today to basically find that out, to see how far can I go. Is this too much? What level this is?
So it's
kind of-
tricky, right? It's tricky because if I give you an answer right here on stream, then I'm gonna be on the record being like, "Oh, this is too
Oh,
far."
right.
And then if someone
Sure.
does something else that does something similar to this, but it works, and people will be like, "What? But you said." So it's like it's real tricky. Sure. What we are telling people is, look, you're taking a pretty big creative liberty here. With the template, and you're pushing it pretty darn hard. Now, assuming that it loops, like your running pose, because right now it's like popping and glitching. That would be a DQ for sure. Like, it needs to flow into the run cycle.
Definitely.
But yeah, I don't know. It almost feels like a different challenge.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few things maybe I can just settle down the actual, because it does stop for that one point. So maybe just keeping a bit more flow and less of the full-on kind of tilt and stuff.
Yeah, here, let me show you an example.
Yeah. Great.
So you see how this guy, he is moving the camera a little bit,
but just some
and he like tracks up with the jump. You see how he tilts up with the jump and comes back down. This is like very tastefully done. It's not over the top. I don't think it's not. It feels like it's part of this challenge. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I think this is a good example of touching the camera, right? Because we used to have a rule, don't touch the camera. That was but that's like, we took it out because technically people like this who are touching the camera, they're doing it in a really nice way. Like, this should be allowed, right?
Sure.
So that's a great example of kind of pushing it a little bit. This might be too far.
Yeah. No, I like, honestly, I really appreciate it. This is perfect. This is exactly what I needed to hear.
Good. Good.
Yeah. Nothing's ever final.
So besides that, do you have any other questions on the scene, the art, the composition, anything else?
I mean, I don't have any real questions because even the environment and stuff, I've got a brand new idea today. I very much let my ideas evolve as I build them. So, I'm quite happy.
Okay.
But about the camera, that's great because I would have maybe even pushed it a bit further.
Okay.
If I'd been given the chance. So yeah, I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah,
Thanks.
for sure. I think this one's gonna help a lot of people. Yeah, this one's gonna help a lot of people. So thanks for being the example for that. I appreciate that, man.
No worries.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, good luck.
Have a great day.
Have fun.
See you at the end.
Yeah, see you at the end, baby. Later. Peace. Thank you. All right. Yes, that was a good one. Right? I think it's very important for us to see. So we definitely want to avoid people like, starting with the run cycle, turning the camera back around over here, filming an entire drama in 126 frames, a soap opera, and then coming back to the run cycle. That's obviously the most absurd extreme version of what we're talking about, but like, make sure it feels like it's part of the challenge. Make sure it flows. Sotomonte, my friend, are we good to go for the next artist? If I'm not mistaken, it's Mr. Game Factory. All right, and I gotta drop the art in. And I'm good to go if Mr. Game Factory is good to go. All right. While we wait, everyone in chat, how y'all doing? Thanks for hanging out with us. I hope this is helping y'all. Like this is good. I feel like we're, We're getting some really solid examples. We're having some people come up. They're brave, coming up here, showing their work that's not quite complete yet. We're gonna go easy on you. I'm not gonna, say this sucks or DQ'd. We're gonna try and help you out along the way, help you through the finish line. Yeah, it's been a really fun challenge so far. I'm seeing the chat update here. What's going on? Game Factory, where are you at, my friend? Where you at? Yeah? Well, I'll keep hanging with chat until we figure it out, yeah? Cool. But yeah, no, it's good to know that this is helpful for you guys. It's super solid. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's helping a lot. Wonderful helping. Yay. That's what's up. Yeah, if you guys are at home working on the art yourself, give me a little thumbs up. Let's see my artist in chat. Hey, I hear a Game Factory.
Oh, I had to switch from my phone to my computer. It was, well, I don't know, like someone just said the app, maybe it's broken, I don't know.
Hey, no worries. Let's switch over and let's take a look. All right, Game Factory, welcome. You are one of, I feel like I've known you on the server for a long time, so it's cool to have you here. Thanks for coming up and sharing your stuff, man. It's good to be back.
Thank you. I actually don't know how many challenges I've done. I think I missed the first one, and I've tried to do all of the other ones. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, man. I remember you. I remember your endless engines for sure. I remember your moving meditations. Hey, we got the thumbs ups in chat. That's awesome. That's great. Lots of people working on their art. Good stuff. But yeah, man, you've been killing it. Like before then was, alternate realities. Yeah, man. And this looks great. This is fun. I love the themes here. Really fun lighting. And good use of like the camera here. You're actually like doing it in a nice way. It's not breaking it. It feels good. It feels like it fits and flows. Can you tell me a little bit about the inspiration and like what your goals are with the scene?
Well, I'm like I told you before one time, I'm like a giant fan of Kurosawa. So like everything that is related to Japan and like Far East, I'm always like leaning on. I was just in Korea, I know this is Japan, but I was just in Korea in May.
Oh, sick.
So I was like, I was really like in the mood to do something like that. And then I started seeing some inspirations about like villages and like the yokai mythology and things like that. And I was like, I don't know, I would feel like to do something like that, like a burning village that is under attack. I never done anything like that. And that would be good to try to use all the power that Embergen brings to the table. So yeah.
Shoot, okay. That's cool. So this is all Embergen then. You got that figured out, that workflow?
Yeah.
That's sick.
I have Embergen for like 2 years now already.
Yeah.
So it's not really like a foreign program to me, but of course I had to join that Discord and see a bunch of tutorials to do some of the things.
Okay, yeah, I got you. All right, so I have some feedback for you on like composition, some camera feedback, some render quality feedback. Are you down to dive in a little bit?
Sure. One of the things that I'm still working like.
Oh yeah, tell me. Yeah, what's the goal? Yeah, where are you at?
The lights. I'm really happy with the lights inside. I think it's quite strong. But then as soon as it goes out, I think the silhouette is kind of lost in the background. So I'm like really carefully like trying to make the guy pop out. Mm-hmm. And when he passes a second gate to basically the battlefield where you start seeing the yokais walking around, this is still really like early stages. I think the guy is almost invisible at that point. So I know that.
Yep.
Yeah. So please go.
Okay. Yeah, lighting inside feels nice and warm. I like it. I'm wondering what maybe some volumetrics could do when he busts outside into that. It's kind of like 3 sections. You have section 1, here's section 2, and then section 3 on the outside. So like, I'm wondering maybe section 1 it's like super hazy and like, you know, coughing and like, you know, if you stayed in there any longer you're gonna die because you're inhaling smoke. Maybe it's one of those situations, and when he busts out like that, he's like trailing smoke behind him, like could be cool. But it's also a lot. So that wasn't actually part of, I'm just kind of going off the top of my head here. Let's see what else. Camera, I'll say camera. So the camera feels like a little too much on the like it's motion tracked and locked to his body, especially on that jump.
It's exactly what's happening.
Yeah, it feels a little bit like post effects, you know, like you would see. I don't know if you would technically see that if it was like filmed in a movie sense, right? So maybe just let's say the camera is 100% locked on to them right for that moment. Maybe see what 50% looks like. So it's like, you know, kind of swimming around but not locked on them. You know, like kind of ease up on that.
If not mistaken, I think this is like 50% already.
Okay, yeah. Go 25. Yeah, 25, 20 something. Because it feels like, you know, like when you're watching a Instagram video and like it was like normally a widescreen, but then they did the Instagram cut down and they're like the characters moving around, and the person editing the Instagram like version of the video would move the clip around to fit them in the box, and you could see the motion blur like moving weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. So just ease up on that. That will be one of the notes. When they make it outside, part 3, you have that giant temple in the background. Like we just barely get it. Right there. Boom. Right at the end. Dude, it looks so cool. Like have that boom right there, like right in the middle of the frame. Scoot it over to the right so we can see it in the entire outside section, because it looks so cool. It feels so cool. It's an afterthought now. Like you might as well take it out and be the same.
Yeah, that's a good tip. I never thought about that. Yeah, move the temple. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like still one of the things that I wanted to give him a reason. Why is he running? So like the village is under attack, and maybe in the last part I would like to see like a horse running away with like maybe his like wife or something in the back, and like a yokai on top or something like that, or like a enemy soldier. That's why he's running so desperate, and so give him a purpose, not just running for running. Yeah,
I think that's good. Yeah, because like running, like at first glance, at first viewing, you see a guy escaping a burning building. It makes sense. But if there's another layer of reasoning behind it, of story and like character and purpose, then yeah, I think that would be sick. So
yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, I'm down for that. These enemies, you're calling them yokai? Is that what they're called?
Yeah, they are. I think I don't know if Soto added like my start of the ZBrush situation.
Yeah. Oh wait, hold on.
They are.
Whose is this?
That's the purple guy.
This guy. Yeah. Okay.
So like I exaggerated the horns and the teeth because of how the light is set up. It's really important to have a really strong silhouette.
Yeah.
So I really want them to be menacing, and like you just like if you get a glimpse of one horn hitting like the moonlight and things like that, I think it could be really cool. And I think I'm gonna play with scale, because it could be before you said about the castle or the temple that would pop up in the middle of frame here. The idea was actually to have a giant yokai here, like the last thing is like, oh, they have a big one, like that scene in Lord of the Rings. They have a troll or they have a golem or whatever they say.
Yeah.
So like the last surprise would be to have like a big dude here, but.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say another note would be on these guys. So, like at first viewing, I don't really catch that they're like these like demon creatures, and I'm wondering if they were in here, like maybe one had its fingers wrapped around the door and it was popping its head in, and one other one was reaching, and like maybe they're in here. They're in here as well. And like, so you have this.
There's one right there. Yeah.
Yeah, so like maybe a couple more, you know, just because like this could be just someone who's dying. I don't know if it's a demon. It just looks like a villager who didn't make it, you know.
Yeah.
So like if you see the horns here, you know, or something like maybe perched up on this roof up here, like instead of this thing, it's like one of them perched up, and you see their full silhouette in the moonlight, like that. That would be nice. Maybe some God rays coming in. I think a little volumetrics in the room could help. God rays coming in, I think it would help like make it feel a bit more. Yeah, I just think it needs a little volumetrics in here, just a little bit. What else? These silhouettes, yes. So we get outside, out here, and maybe put some more of them here too. You know, like can we silhouette them in this area? You know, like maybe there's one on the cart or something. Maybe on this roof. Maybe there's a couple of them up there when he does this jump, right? Maybe we see a couple perched up here or something, right? Silhouetted against the sky. Right here, silhouetted against the sky, I think would be starting to really give you that vibe that they're there and they're not human, and you'll see those horns nice. And then when we get out here, you know, this reminds me of like Fury Road, where you remember the scene where like those creepy stilt walkers were out in the foggy. Yeah. So if we can like, you're right on, we lose his silhouette. Maybe some like fog back here, like a fog card. It doesn't have to be, you know, volumetric fog that'll freaking ruin your render times, but maybe just like a gradient fog card or something. Some fog cards, Ian Hubert I know has a few of them. Just get them back here to really like get these silhouettes going, get his silhouette going. That's the easiest way, is, you know, some fog cards and stuff. Maybe there's a clearing in the trees.
I sent a picture to Soto. I don't know if you got the last one. I sent it like 10 minutes ago, so maybe you didn't even get it.
I did.
And I was actually.
Yeah.
It's actually me trying to play with the light on this last part.
I'm pretty sure I got it. Is the one after this weird? Because I downloaded it. Let me try something. I got it. Yeah, I got it. This one.
Yeah, here, if you compare like how much you see his face already, I was like trying to see if I would exaggerate the moonlight, but then like instead of a rim light, the light is coming from the other side, so I also like not really happy with it, because this side of the camera shouldn't be this bright. So I'm I keep playing with it. But your fog card idea might be enough to just separate him from the background.
Yeah, when in doubt, fog card to silhouette is always a good move. Unless you're gonna chop some trees down and see him against the sky, maybe there's a clearing or something, but you know, I like the forest. I think the forest is cool. But like maybe there's like a little lake back there, a foggy lake situation, and it's silhouetting him a bit more. And then you can get more of these like silhouettes of these walkers back there against the fog too, and show that they're just like really out there, you know, swarming.
Yeah, that is a very good idea. It's about the lake actually in the foreground. That's a lake, not in the background, but in the foreground there's a lake.
Yeah, I like that. It I think that's kind of it really did the job of making this feel like a marsh, like a lakey marsh kind of vibe. So I think all of your elements are pretty much here. It's just a matter of like kind of fine tuning and repositioning and accentuating what you already have. I think your story is pretty much here. It's just a matter of curating all those moments and fine tuning those moments. It's that last 20% to make sure it all kind of reads. And then finally, my last piece of advice would just be on the render quality, right? Is just more samples. I know this has 12 samples. Okay. Yeah. Good. Sweet. I just had to say it. That was the only thing. I just had to say it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, you're killing it. Super cool. How do you feel moving forward from this moment? We'll move on to the next artist, but how do you feel right now about where you're at? It's looking great.
Okay, like you said, like this is the last 20%. That's gonna take most of the time. Of course, I have a full-time job that I do this, and I have a young kid at the same time. So it's always have to find 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there,
Yep.
and try to do everything. But I feel all right. I think I can do it. The list on my phone, my notes still says like 40 things to do,
Yeah.
but I think I'm fine.
Okay, cool. Do you have like an order of operations of like most important and then least
I think
important?
lights. I think lights, like those little like set up the light completely that I'm happy in every moment of the like it's called the 3 stages, that I'm really happy with all the 3 moments.
Yeah.
And then after that I can start adding extra elements and start like tweaking little things. Like you said, add like the little horde in the end of zombies, or like yokai, the horse, things like that. But
Cool.
light now is my main goal.
Sweet. Yeah, no, that's good because the light will then help you place those other elements
Exactly.
in a clear way. So that's what's up, man. Good stuff. Thank you for hopping on and sharing on stream here with me. And yeah, man, it's looking great. You're in a really good spot. You're in a really good spot. So keep it up, dude.
Okay, thank you, and once again, thank you for having me.
Absolutely, anytime, man. Have a good rest of your day. Have a great weekend.
You too. Bye bye.
Yeah, peace out, man. All right, let's get the next artist queued up. Let's get their art dropped in here. Oh, I can hear you. Yeah, absolutely. I'm great. Yeah, I'm great. I don't know if chat can hear you yet because I'm not on the other screen. But let me switch over. Oh, they can? Okay, cool. Let's see. Do we have a render, or is it mostly? Oh, we do. We do have a render. I see you. Let's switch on over. All right, Visen, is that your name? How do you pronounce this?
Visen.
Visen, like a V?
Yeah.
Visen. Thank you for hopping on here. It's nice to meet you. I don't think I've ever met you before. But yeah, thanks for hopping on with us and thanks for sharing your art. So can you just give me a little bit of background, introduce yourself to the community, how long you've been working in 3D? Have you done these challenges before? Yeah, what's going on?
So this is my first challenge that I participate.
Cool.
I'm from France, like you can maybe hear it. So if you want me to clarify some stuff, like don't hesitate to stop me.
Cool.
I've started to learn like 3D since about like 2 years. And I started with Autodesk Maya, and I recently learned about Blender.
Yeah.
And this project is in Blender, so I started in the summer.
Cool.
And should I talk about maybe my inspiration and stuff?
Yeah. What's your idea here? Like, why are you doing this scene versus any other scene? You know?
Okay, so basically my inspiration comes from a museum that I visited, and they were like Inuit culture, and also oil painting that I wanted to mix them to make this render.
Yeah.
And like it's not finished. It's a hunter like chasing a seal, so a sea animal.
Yeah.
And haven't like had the animal yet.
Okay, so they're gonna have them chasing a seal. They're trying to chase like dinner for the village, basically.
Exactly. And so I started to put like the oil painting filter because it's like reduce a lot of details. And so I got to focus not on really small details, but like big elements. And one thing that I don't really like yet is like the painting is like kind of blurry. So I think that I'm gonna slow down the frame rate of the background, but not of the character. So like the paint style pop-up more.
So the paint does what?
And like a pop-up, like looks better, like say isn't like blurry and flashy.
Mm-hmm.
And I also did like my environment moving to bring some like dynamic stuff and energy into the scene.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it yet. I got to change a lot of things like the colors and the shakiness of the camera. Like it's a bit too much shaky yet. But what I'm thinking about colors now is like I want to make my character like in cold colors and the animal like in warm colors, so that in the first environment, like you can see the animal, like you can see more the animal than the character, and because it seems like kind of trap. And then after that, like you can see more the character because of the sun and the difference of the color.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so color contrast to, highlight story points, for sure, yes.
And I didn't mention that, but I want like the animal at the end that dive into the water.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it.
Okay, all right. Sounds good. All right, so I have a couple little pieces of feedback for you if you're open to hearing them.
Yeah.
So I think my first reaction when I saw it was that the painterly effect was it's a little too heavy-handed. I think you can walk the filter back a little bit. I would love to see it without the filter, just because it's hard to tell kind of what's going on, especially on the first viewing. I love your colors. I really, really do love those colors. It's like pastel, the blue is icy, and then you have the saturated blue with like the character looks really cool, but it's almost like me remembering a dream, and it's like I don't have the details of it, but I can remember the like hazy memory of it. Is how this feels. Which is interesting, right? It's an interesting. The fact that you were able to conjure up that feeling is like, I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, I just think that the filter is a little too much. It's a little too heavy-handed, and it's taking away from us being able to tell what's going on in the scene. So I would walk it back a little bit, and I think you're doing a great job again with the colors. Like you're getting the painterly feel with the colors. That sunset or the sunrise is like really, really cool. It's very fun. I love those colors. It's a good contrast. So that would be my first note, is I think pulling back some of that filter to give us a chance to see what you're doing here. I don't think you need to mask it so hard. I think your scene would look great with the filter pulled back just a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Next would be there's like a little camera shake. There's like right when the character lands.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah, just walk it back. It's a little sharp. I think it just needs to be smoothed a little bit. That's all. That's an easy fix. And then do they lose their spear?
Yeah, like the spear goes through the cliff that make it like collapsing.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's just hard to tell with the filter. It looks like it just disappears. So I think smoothing out the camera shake. If you're gonna have a story moment, right? You're having a moment where the character loses their spear. We want to be able to see it, right? And I think that's just another thing that the filter is making difficult to see is the story that you're telling here, right? So I think chasing the seal is a great idea, and totally makes sense and justifies the scene, right? I think that's cool.
And I've got a little question.
Yeah, of course.
Do you think that at this start I should make like more stuff, like a campfire and like the still pushing down like barrel full of fish, or it's still it's already like it's already okay.
Yeah, okay. I think getting the seal in there should be like I think pulling the filter back and getting the seal in there and animated should be your number one priority, because the seal is the story point, right? That's the number one thing, is getting that story in there. I don't think you necessarily need a campfire, but maybe having some sort of village in the back left quadrant back here. I don't know if you see my mouse, but like back in here, right there, boom. Maybe there's like some tents and, you know, campfire and some clothes hung up or something back there to give the sense that, like, yeah, they're going for the seal to get it for the village. I think that would kind of tie it together. It could be kind of a background thing. But I think the most important thing would be getting that seal in there, because that's your story. That's why this is happening. So, I love the crumbling, like, ice cliff. That's pretty cool. I like that. And you're like moving the background in a
Yeah, you
cool
can
way.
see that.
I like it.
I'll send you like in another video. You can see like the viewport of the scene if you want.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. I like it. It makes it feel like, you know, like when you're at the airport and you go on one of those, like, the walkways that's moving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
feels
it's
like that.
it's add also a bit sense of speed. I
Yeah.
think, to it.
It's cool. I like it. I think it's fun. It makes it kind of stylized. It fits the style you're going for. So, like, back here. Yeah, these colors are great. This is just the biggest note, man. It's just the filter. It's too. I think it's too much. It's making it difficult to see your story.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah. But man, your colors are awesome. I like the environment is super cool. You really did nail these colors. It's great. Really, really nice. But yeah, you get that village going back there in the back left in the beginning. Get the seal in there, and that'll be your story right there. That's like what's the most important thing. For the sun, is there a reason why you have it rising so quickly and then staying in place? What, or is there a reason why it's just not there from the beginning?
Because I think at the beginning it will like influence the lighting of the first scene.
Okay.
If it was rising like before.
Okay.
But I think I can maybe slow it a bit down.
Yeah, I think you know, one thing you can do is once it wipes like this right here, you can export it in two passes, right? So you almost have like this pass here, and when it wipes, boom, you now have a new render where the sun is already up, I think. You know? And they're just in this scene. Cause like, I don't know, it feels like now they're in an alternate world where the sun is just rising super fast. Unless you're gonna have like a time lapse thing going on, then maybe it's justified, but it just feels a little unmotivated. That's all. I think you can just have two parts of the render, you know, like you cut here, boom, new render, and then the sun is just already up, perhaps. Maybe there's a way where like you can still see the sky back here, and that'll be a really fun like color contrast where that sunlit sky is back there, and then when you wipe, you know, you get this scene. You know, like it's peeking through the sky back there. But I see what you're going for, because you like this lighting. I think I do too. I like this lighting as well. But okay, so does that all make sense to you? Does it give you some direction?
Yeah,
and everything?
perfect. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. Do you have any other questions before we move on, or are you feeling good moving forward here?
I'm feeling great. I can't wait to animate the seal. Gonna be a nest.
Yeah, go easy on yourself. Animating animals is very difficult. Ronan he animated a monkey, a chimp, for Infinite Journeys, and that was the death of him, was animating that monkey. Luckily, you have a seal, right? So you can kind of just like bob it, like just do a little like bobbing kind of thing, get that nice kind of motion down, and I think you'll be in a good place. It'll be a little simpler. So yeah, go easy on yourself with that one, and I think you're gonna be in a really good place, man. Keep it up, keep it up.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for sharing your art on stream with us. Good luck with everything. We'll see you soon, okay? All right, y'all. Thanks for all of your guys' thoughts in the chat too, for keeping it nice and keeping it helpful and supportive. Yeah, I think you guys are spot on with the thoughts and everything, and good on you guys for helping people out. Let us pull up the next piece of art. Just gonna drop it in. I just want to Vanish, I believe, is the artiste.
Can you guys hear me all right?
Hey, what's going on? Vanish. You cool if I call you Vanish, or do you want to go by something else?
Vanish works fine.
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm alright. How about yourself?
Chilling. I'm pouring some more tea here as we speak. Have you done any of these challenges before?
No, I have not. This is my first one.
All right. Hey, welcome. That's super cool.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for like joining up. It's really fun. Are you having a good time with it so far? Is it challenging? Yeah. How you doing?
Challenging. Figuring out what I want to do. I've kind of done 3 whole different animations so far.
Yeah.
But probably gonna stick with this one.
Okay. Yeah. It's tricky, right? Finding the idea that you want to stick with, right? Because there's so many cool ideas, right? Like, how do you pick one?
All right. Exactly. But
Yeah. So why this idea? Why is this the one that speaks to you?
honestly, no idea.
Okay.
It was more or less like I saw a lot of people doing like superheroes and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, no, that seems kind of common. So I kind of scattered around with ideas like I was gonna do like Avatar from James Cameron. I was gonna do like a render with that. Then I ran into issues with like the tail of the creature and the hair of the Navi.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that may be too much overreach. So I'm like, okay, Ben 10 can do something cool. You know, he can transform into these aliens. Like, let me see if I can do something around that. So kind of just went with that and him escaping like a sci-fi laboratory.
Wait, this is Ben 10?
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, so Ben 10 is usually more like cartoony, right? And you're doing like the photoreal version.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, cool. I don't know, like I only know like the cover, and I know that is there green in the cover?
Yes, it is green in the cover. And when
Okay.
like he uses like the watch to transform, it like flashes green.
Got you. Okay. Got you. Sweet. All right. I personally would never have known it was Ben 10. That's just because I don't watch the show. I don't know. What are the things that call back to Ben 10 for you in this? Is it like the clothes that the character is wearing?
Yeah, the clothes are his. He does have like the Ornatrix, I believe it's called, which is like the watch device he uses to transform.
Yeah.
The character transforms into his Heat Blast, one of the aliens that he transforms into. And like there is on one of the monitors a picture of Ben 10 at the very end, like posted up on the monitors.
Okay. Besides that, anything else that read as Ben 10 to you, or are you trying any goals you have to add more like?
Still kind of working on that.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely believe if you've seen the show, you can kind of tell, especially when it transforms, that's Ben 10.
Cool.
But I'm definitely gonna animate in him like slapping the Ornatrix, which he does to transform. Just haven't gotten around to animating that in yet.
Is that the watch?
Yeah, the watch.
Totally. That was gonna be a note. Was like, Yeah, have him like as he's running, like have the arm come up and then he goes bop, like make it clear.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah. Cool. Let's see. Let's take a look here. Yeah, I love the like reflective ground with the lighting coming off of the water there. I'm just such a huge fan of that style of yeah, it feels great. It's a great way to get like the detail out of the cracks and the smudges of the ground. Really cool work that you put together here on the environment. It feels pretty like packed and loaded with detail, and your lighting is pretty sweet too. Yeah, like it looks like it's a character escaping a underground like human testing facility. Is that right?
Yeah, that was kind of the idea. Actually, between waiting to go on here, I was working on animating like the scientists chasing him.
Yeah.
So he's trying to like run and escape the lab that they're experimenting on
Yeah.
him in.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the story behind it. But
Okay. Is there a way maybe where like you could tie him to the environment more? Maybe he's got like science stuff on him, for lack of a better word.
like an IV or something.
Yeah, or like
Cables,
yeah, he's got like some cables on him or something that he's like to show that he's busting out, or maybe there's a like he's wearing like a coat in the beginning where that like he would be in, and then like when he breaks through, he's like boom, there's no more coat.
Yeah, it kind of gets burnt off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like transforms from. It's like, you ever seen Kill Bill, the first Kill Bill?
Yeah, I have.
You remember when she's like in the hospital and she escapes the hospital and she gets in her truck and is like trying to move her toe, like all that stuff?
Yeah, okay.
So like when she was in the hospital, she was in the hospital gown, and then like she changed into actually a very similar outfit, the leather jacket
Yeah.
with the pants. But yeah, like maybe it's like that, right? Where she's like, or he's in the like hospital gown or something, and then with IVs, and then boom, on that transition, he's like in his normal gear.
Gotcha. Okay, I could definitely mess around with something like that.
Yeah, just a way to like kind of help with the story a little bit, tell the story a little bit more. What else? Let's see. The only thing that feels like it's lacking in detail is that wall that he's breaking through. Like everything else you have, the detail is solid. Everything feels like it's lived in, like it's a real place, but that wall is just conveniently empty, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. So this actually has been a pain. I actually just came back to this render last night because the character scale was too big, so his alien scale, so retargeting it gave me a bunch of issues with the timing being off and him running too fast and whatnot. So I finally figured that out today, and I had to redo the wall.
Yeah.
Because the where he broke through was different, so I had to go through and dress the wall more.
Yeah. Cool. Yep. What else? See, I'm looking at chat. Chat's got some good advice sometimes. Definitely take a look there. People are usually pretty positive and helpful. Let's see, I'm just looking at things. It looks like people are giving some Ben 10 related tips. I don't know. It's hard to know.
Yeah, I mean, I see him making just an alien that goes through the wall, which could be pretty cool. Someone saying remove the Ben 10 intellectual property, which is fair.
Nah, man, do your thing. Those are the ones you can ignore. You don't have to
Fair.
pull things out if you like do what's right for you. If you like it, then like let's try and figure out ways to communicate that a little bit more, right? So with the watch, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I definitely feel like it needs to be more lit in the beginning. He feels kind of dark at the very beginning of the scene.
Let's see.
But
I don't know. I think it's great. I think it's fine. Personally.
okay, I have had a lot of people say that, which is why I kind of think maybe a little bit brighter, but
like it's clear what's happening. Like it's dark and moody and dingy, and like Feels like a David Fincher movie, you know. Like I'm a fan of darker, dimmer, moodier kind of stuff. So like I think that's just taste, right? So if you want to go for, I think the dark, dingy, moody vibe fits this perfectly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but that's just me. What else? Dude, those are the main ones. Do you have any questions? Do you have any like?
Well, maybe this is more of an Unreal related question that maybe you know how to do. Because I have a funny thing about it. Is I kind of want to do effect of like a molten lava or like, you know, the wall being melted as he jumps through it because he turns into this heat blast guy who's on flames and like molten lava.
Yeah.
But I have no idea how I would even go about doing a material for that or like an effect for that.
Yeah. Okay. I think I have a direction for you.
Okay.
So, have you used Embergen before? Or Liquid Gen?
Yes, I've used it a good bit. I've used Liquid Gen a good bit of Embergen.
Okay, so in there, did you watch the Embergen trailer, like that 5-minute short film that they made with the golem?
Yeah.
So in that, they had they used Liquid Gen to make drippy molten lava, and then they applied an emissive material in Unreal Engine to make it glow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Terminator 2 a little bit, like at the end, where it's like that molten, drippy lava, liquid metal kind of thing. And I think if you could use Liquid Gen, do a little sim on the broken wall, right around the edge of that, and then sim some liquid kind of pulling around that edge, pulling down or something, and then just throw an emissive material on it, in orange color or something with a glow. I think that might be a move. You could also have
definitely.
Instead of sparks, because you have these sparks kind of busting out from that wall, it could be a liquid sim that blasts liquid molten lava into the scene. It falls on the floor.
That is also true. I just need to figure out how to make the chaos destruction into a static mesh so I can export it.
Yeah, you could also
challenge.
Trace it too. You can just do a tracing.
That is very true.
Yeah, but dude, that would be sick. And I think I've never done that workflow, but I know it's mega possible. And yeah, using Liquid Gen as the molten lava and then just giving it that emissive, I think would be sweet.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely give that a shot.
Someone said ceiling tiles can fall down as he jumps through, it shakes it like an earthquake and
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
You can maybe even shake.
Definitely...
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I was also thinking about in the wall having either some wires, broken wires dangling, and those would be what spark or rebar.
Totally. Could be fun. I was gonna say that when he breaks through, if you're gonna have some ceiling tiles fall down, you could potentially have that giant light above the chair in the second room. You could have that shaking back and forth, slowly moving there was just an earthquake. And then that would actually make some really cool interactive lighting in the room. That would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely go ahead and do that. That's a great idea.
Yeah, hit it with a little camera shake when they breaks through too to justify it, and I think that'll be pretty sweet.
Yeah, sounds good.
Seems like you got a bunch of ideas. Thanks for being open to them. Good luck. Yeah, you're looking great, man. Halfway through the challenge, you're in a good spot.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Nice talking to you.
Yeah, same. Good luck, Vanish. Have a good one, and I'll see you around.
Thanks, you as well.
Yeah, peace. Nice. Thanks for helping out in chat, guys. Once again, thanks for helping out. Really appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sticking around. Giving your feedback and stuff. We're gonna get the next artist loaded up. I think it's Alex Androgusi. What up? Let's get your render looping and switch on over to you. All right, Alex. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? How long you been working in 3D?
Yeah, I'm from Mexico actually, and I've been working in 3D since the pandemic. I used to work on movies before that, but everything shut down during COVID, so I had to learn a new way to create like film and have like different ways to like put in place all my ideas. So I discovered 3D, and actually I discovered thanks to you watching Corridor Clue, and I was like, oh, this looks so cool. I learned about Blender, and I started since there. Like I never stopped now. I found it so amusing and so amazing that my hobby turned into my job now. So yeah.
That's what's up. That's super cool. That's cool to hear, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for braving being brave and sharing your art. I know it's tricky. It's not finished work or anything, and but it's looking really cool.
No. Yeah, this is my first time like going into a challenge. Like I think now, after all the different challenges that there have been, like I feel kind of confident in what I can do. So yeah, like I want to tell, like if I'm able to, like just a little story about this render, because I think it's a little bit hard to understand it without finishing. But my idea is to have like this little alien kid, because it's like year 2000, like 300 or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
And the main events of the sports are race, like spatial racing. So my plan is to have like different ships there running around, but the main idea is to have this guy being an alien kid with like a suit made out of cardboard and like different elements made out of plastic, paper, cardboard, and everything.
Totally.
And when the ship comes like super fast, we can see there's a pilot there that has the same suit, but obviously made like perfectly like super nice suit and everything, but it's resembling the same suit of the little kid.
Oh,
that
that's
is,
so
like,
good.
just joining.
Yeah.
Like, loving to watch his favorite pilot just like, wow.
Yep.
And we'll have the pilot just like salute him like, hey, what's up? And go all right.
Yep.
That's my idea.
I love it. It's so good. I think that's great. If you can get to that point and communicate that, then that's a good one.
Thank you. Yeah. It's honestly, it's been so hard. Like I'm doing a bunch of different things and I don't know where to start and like finish and zoom out a little bit just to do another stuff, because it's super fun. It's been super fun, honestly.
What program are you using?
I'm using Blender, actually.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, I would get your story moments in there. Get them in there. Did you model that ship yourself?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm using like a lot of kit bashing and like stuff like that. Like it's been a rough creating the concept of the ships I think is gonna be one of the most complicated things, but I really enjoy that.
Sweet.
But yeah, there's a lot of like, I wanted to ask you, the feedbacks that I really want to have is to be able to do the slow motion. I needed to extend like 2-3 seconds out of the animation, and I needed to create the cycle a little bit faster. The end frame and the first frame are like the same, but yeah, it's a little bit faster. The running is faster and everything. So I'm just scared that it's pushing it again a little bit too far, maybe.
I think in theory, as long as it's 126 frames and it seamlessly flows in. I noticed that you have, or no, that's correct. Yeah, I thought there was 2 duplicate frames at the end, but they're not. It's good. Because like your run cycle looks like it loops. Yeah, it loops. And if I were to compare it to another render, let's see. Let's try and find one that like. Yeah, I guess this one is pretty clear, but it is a paint over. Let me see if I can find like maybe Game Factory. Oh no, his is hidden.
Yeah, I tried to put the template like on top.
Yeah.
And it's the same frame, but yeah, after the second frame, it's like way off. It's super fast. And
I see. So you're just like pushing it right up to the frame, essentially.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. Like I think, is there a world where it's still the same run, and like I guess I'm trying to figure out like why do you have to speed it up super fast?
So to be able to imagine that there's 126 frames, obviously.
Yeah.
I have like in the middle of it, I needed to stretch or not stretch, but use like a like slow time a little bit.
Yeah.
So to be able to make the complete cycle from start to end, to be able to loop it perfectly, I needed to like speed up the beginning and the end so that the slow motion like goes right again in the animation. That's what I thought, and that's what I'm doing, but I don't know if it's correct.
Yeah, in theory, I see what you're saying. But yeah, like cutting back and forth between these two, like you can tell that yours is like definitely running a lot faster. It's like,
yeah,
it's actually it's not that bad. It will be noticeable, I think. Is there a world where you just use the normal run cycle and then right here is a cut? Like you on the landing, yeah, I don't know the best way to describe it. Like, yeah, because I feel like I see what you're saying in theory with like,
I don't know how to explain it.
For sure. Yeah, if I like maybe there's a way you can hide a cut or something. I don't know, when he lands, he passes by like a little box or something and it's like then you just pop in the new or the original one.
The old, yeah. Oh, that makes a lot of sense actually. Yeah.
Timing or something. Yeah, because like I feel like I'm half grasping it. I am half understanding the reasoning behind it. And I'd probably know more if I was like you behind the computer, like doing the thing.
Yeah. I honestly didn't know how I did it, but I made it. But yeah, I think it's a good way to do it.
Because like you would use the original run cycle and you're using the jump animation, right?
Yeah.
But it's
obviously I modified it a lot.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's cool. In the original file, does the jump happen right there at this moment?
No, it happens a little bit
later.
But it's a little bit higher, and I really wanted to have like almost the same distance from the jump and the background pilot to be able to see it at the same time, you know. So I modify it a lot. Like I make it a little bit lower and obviously change the expression because I needed to show this kind of motion, and
that's fine. Yeah. I think you can totally modify that. That's fine. I just in terms of like if you can get this run back to the normal run speed or have them like ramp up into running quickly, like they start running normal and then they start to get a little faster. I wonder if that would help it like integrate a little bit more. But
okay.
Otherwise, like I think this is great. The story is so good. And I would love to see this like finished, because I think it's a really heartfelt story, and you're gonna get, especially the salute, maybe like there's just like waving or something, big old smile, huge smile on their face. You know?
I'm trying to figure out also like I know the pilot needs to have like a really unique silhouette to be able to identify that the suit or the helmet or whatever I'm planning on doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you are able to identify in like 2 seconds that is the same suit, but one is made out of cardboard and one is made out of like real plastic and metallic and everything.
Totally.
So yeah, it's complicated. It's been fun. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do with the clothing. I never used Marvelous Designer before, so yeah, I'm excited. I'm doing that. And there's a lot of things that I want to tweak. Like super excited.
I would say
can't wait to finish it.
Yeah, like try and get to a finished version as quickly as you can. Try like a V1, get to a V1 as quickly as you can. Because like you still have a lot of things to add here. You have your character, you have your ship, like your textures, you have your story, like all this stuff that you have to do. So like just try and get to the bare bones, like V1. If you had to submit it, you could submit this as quickly as you can. Try and do it as quickly as you can, because it's going to take you a lot of time to work the details and tweak all the things and like still make it in time for submission. But your lighting is great, your render quality is great. I can tell. It's your story is gonna be great. I want to see you make the finish line on this because it's so good.
Yeah, I and even if I don't make it to a finish line, like I enjoy so much doing this, and I think it's like great for like future reference, like portfolio character creation, kit bashing, scenery. It's like, I don't know, it's just been so much fun, and I really want to thank you about like generating this challenges. It's super cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of work putting them together, but you know, couldn't do it without the team of the admins on the server and like some of the moderators. They you know, forfeited a spot in the top 100 to be able to help out and help build the challenge up as well. Like Folio, iCats. So it's pretty sweet to have their help on everything, and like couldn't do it alone. There's literally no way. There's so much going into everything, and it just takes like months of prep to get going. But man, yeah, I just wanted to shout out the team there, and thank you for coming on. Good luck with this. I'm rooting for you. This is super, super, super cool. Please finish this one. It's so good.
Of course, I will.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right, Alex, have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Peace, man. Yeah, I love that story. It's so cool. Super, super cool. Let us bring in the next artiste. We have 3 more. Let's see what we can do here. Are we ready? Do we got Dizzy? Dizzy next? Hey, what's up? What's up? Let me switch over for you. Boom. All right, so you have your days of progression here.
Yes.
Sweet.
These are spread over the course of starting from day 1 to, but it's like day 1 of work because there's a couple days that I didn't do anything.
I got you. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's a little low res, little on the low bit right there.
Discord changed their non-nitro file size limit to 5 megabytes.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, it used to be 25 and now it's 5.
They're trying to get you on that
but
nitro.
if you check your DMs, Soto gave me permission to do that. I have a high res still of the latest thing, because
I think we're you know, maybe we'll get there. Let's look at the animation first. I'm just gonna loop your day 5, and
okay.
We can...
Day 5 has broken animation in the arms.
Okay. Yeah, tell me about your scene.
Other than that,
tell me about your
scene.
So
the scene is using a character that I've been using for about a year now. I've used this character, it's an original character, in a couple of different render challenges, in a couple of weeklies. I used him in boss fight.
Cool.
Yeah, so he's an original character, this little mushroom knight that I think looks really cool. And
heck yeah.
I decided I had the choice, because story is key, especially with these challenges. So I kind of had the choice of making him running from something or to something.
Yeah.
And I felt that there wasn't enough room on the left-hand side for me and the way that I think to have him running from something. So I felt having him run towards a bee, which gives a sense of scale, as well as he's running to try and get something from the bee, I thought was kind of funnier.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, good instinct on having him chasing something, because you have all that headroom, that lead room, to put something there story-wise, so that's good. Yeah, fun character, little mushroom head guy. Is there like eyes on there and a mouth, or is it just a...
There's no eyes or mouth, he just has a mushroom head.
Okay.
When I was first creating the character, I played with eyes and mouth, but it always looked really silly.
Yeah.
Whereas some of the other renders that I've made without the eyes and mouth, I never rendered with eyes and mouth, but some of the other renders, you know, people are like, oh, it looks kind of Dark Souls-y, and
totally
that. I'm like, okay, great, except for Tiny.
Okay, yes. All right. So feedback wise, let's see here. Is that a ship in the background? What is that?
It's a flashlight in the background.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a flashlight and there's a Coca-Cola bottle cap that you can't quite see as Coca-Cola because the one of the like top 100 is where I'm gunning for, but like the dream prize for me is that Caft thing. So I was playing with the idea of the upcoming movie The Wild Robot, but oh, did you just disappear?
I think I did. Can you hear me still?
I can still hear you.
Let me recycle the camera. Hold on.
Yeah. Yeah, I was playing with the idea of The Wild Robot, which looks like a great film, but I felt that I should probably do something entirely original if I'm gunning for that as my top prize.
Okay. Yeah.
Simply because, well, if nothing's been said, it might put a little finger on the scale if I'm using original characters.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Original characters is fun.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's see. Feedback wise, I feel like him chasing the coin. Like, why does he want that coin? Wouldn't he want a mushroom more than a coin? You know, like how is he going to use that coin? I'm having trouble like seeing the correlation between him and the coin. Like, is that his like? How is the coin important to Mushroom Knight?
In backstory, he sees shiny human objects as kind of deities. So I have one render where he's worshipping a watch. So this would be, but that's not. You can't tell that story in 5 seconds, really. But him chasing a mushroom's an interesting idea. Maybe like even a damsel in distress, because I have the time to do that animation, even though I'm not a great animator, as you can tell by this day 5 render having broken arms.
Animation's hard. It's the hardest part. I hate it.
Yeah. I do have a subscription to Cascadia, or however you pronounce it, so like I can do the physics-based animation and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But him chasing another mushroom could be an interesting idea.
That would connect it a little bit more, I think.
Yeah.
And kind of justify it a little bit more. I think the coin just feels a little random.
Yeah.
And then let's see this high res still.
Yeah, it's just a still, because the day 6 was completely broken accidentally.
That's fine.
But
That's fine.
the still here gives a bit more of an idea of where I'm headed.
Yeah.
And I saw one person mention that bokeh needs to be rotated 90 degrees. I was actually rotated the bokeh 90 degrees that way to kind of simulate motion blur without getting it while still keeping in that detail.
Is there a reason why you wouldn't just apply motion blur?
It felt really, when I was doing motion blur, it felt a little bit too much and you couldn't see anything. I could play with it a little bit more, but right now it's just I like stylized imagery. I'm really bad at doing, like, my Infinite Journeys. I think it was Infinite Journeys, the previous one. Eternal Ascent, sorry. I tried doing stylization and it was really not up to my standard, I would say.
Yeah.
It was not up to my own personal standard. Stylization, as much as I love it, you know, the Spider-Verse movies are some of my favorite movies. It's not where my strengths lie. But, so kit bashing together a bunch of assets that I had let me work really quickly and work the way that my brain wants to work. But I still want it to feel almost dreamlike, which is why he has this really strong hair light that doesn't actually, if you look at, I think it was the DP of Sicario was setting up a light once, and someone asked him where the light was coming from, and his response was the same place as the music. So there's a lot of that sort of lighting going on, where it's like the light's coming where the music's coming from. Like it's there because it looks pretty, not necessarily because it's 100% motivated 1,000% of every single frame.
I like the rim light. I think it makes it super punchy. One note on scale. So like
Absolutely.
this grass is like scaled to if he was a normal human size.
Okay.
So like technically he'd be running through the grass that is like as tall as him.
Okay.
You know? And if you want the grass to feel that small though, maybe moss is more of the move there.
That's a great idea. Moss instead is I'm making notes.
Cool.
So yeah, moss I think is definitely the
the size
move.
that you're going
Definitely
for.
move.
And then lighting wise, let's see. I do like this rim light here. I think
Yeah.
everything else feels a little bit like what's the best way? A little flat, kind of one note.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if you can find references from, you know, shows, movies, cartoons, whatever, of the lighting, overall lighting that you're going for, and use that reference to get up to come boost the lighting of your scene, to kind of work and play with the lighting of your scene. That would be another note
Okay.
of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like find what you're going for in a reference, and then try and recreate it. Try and break it down and try and recreate it for the lighting. Because right now it feels like a little flat, except the punchiness here, which I like the punchiness. I'm a big fan of that crispy punch.
Yeah.
I think it's good. I thought it was motivated from the flashlight right here. So I guess my next question is like, with these background objects that you have, are they like, what's your goal with the background objects, I guess?
The goal of the background objects is just to add, like, it's not the middle of the forest. This is someone's backyard or
Got it.
Yeah, so I also tried with putting a shoe there, but I felt the shoe was a little bit much. And with the depth of field, you can't really tell that it's a shoe. It's just a blob.
Yep, okay.
I think, yeah, in day 5, that black blob is technically a shoe, but I've removed it since then.
Okay, here's another note. I just realized to
Yeah.
kind of like, you know, give you a little feedback on what you were just saying there. So this log, again, think about your scale. It's really important on the scale here. The world should feel large. Everything should feel large. He shouldn't be jumping over a giant tree log. He should be jumping over a twig. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, it's hard to tell, but it feels like a giant tree log.
Yeah. It's technically a twig asset, but maybe he should be jumping over something else, because what is a twig but a small log, and what is a log but a large twig?
It comes down to the detail, the micro detail.
Yeah.
Like if you look at your character and you see he's got all these rivets and folds in the armor, like all the micro detail, like feels like it's a bigger thing.
Okay.
Yes. The difference between a tree, like a giant branch and a twig, is the giant branch has more micro detail and the twig would have less micro detail.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. Also, another note would be like, if you want it to feel like that backyard, we have all these things. Since your background is so out of focus, it's hard to tell that is a cap, a Coca-Cola cap. Like it just looks like a red sphere.
Yeah.
And same for the flashlight. Like you're gonna see a giant light source. Maybe you'll know it's a flashlight, maybe. But one way to bring in that backyard element is, instead of him jumping over a twig, maybe he's jumping over that shoe. You know?
Okay.
You know? Because that's in your face.
That's a great idea, yeah.
Yeah, that's like part of the scene, interacting with the scene. Someone
Yeah.
else had a note too, like with the mushroom, if you can get a little soft body physics on it, so it's like bouncing up and down, like boom, boom, boom.
Okay, that's a
That'll-
good idea, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be fun. So yeah, like lighting, find your lighting reference. Look at A Bug's Life or Ants. I don't know. Those are movies where we're dealing with small creatures in
Yeah.
a backyard. Look at the lighting there. See what they did. Yeah, swap out the Euro for something that this character would actually be going for. Like you said, right? Yes, they prize human objects, shiny human objects. But we can't know that in these 5 seconds unless
Yeah.
you can find a way to like communicate that It might just be easier to put like another mushroom in there or
Yeah.
something. And then your scale, big one is your scale.
Yeah.
Make sure that technically he would be the only tiny thing, and this mushroom knight would be the only tiny thing. Everything else would be normal scale, except this person. But because you have this hybrid, you have like,
Yeah.
it's a tiny world, but then like other objects are normal size, so it's a little bit confusing as to like the size of everything. So I think if you can get those
changing
in,
the grass to moss is going to make the most immediate difference, as you suggested.
cool.
That's a fantastic suggestion. And then also, okay, great. I'm glad I was taking notes.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Someone said put a sword in place of the coin too. Maybe they're going for their sword. They took their sword and shield, and he's like, no,
Okay, sword could be cute.
I'm helpless.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sword's actually a really good idea.
sweet. You can thank who's it? Gaia 35.
Thank you, Gaia.
But yeah, unless you have any other questions, we'll move on.
No, I know that we still have one or two more people, and so thank you very much. I will jump back on this later today. Have a great day.
Yeah, you as well. Good luck. Have fun with it.
Thanks.
Catch you later. Yeah, peace. Oh, what up, Christian? How you doing, man? What's poppin', son? Shout outs to Christian up in the chat. All right. Let's pull up the next artiste. Let me get my folder structure going. Second to last artist. We're gonna make all 10 this time. Alrighty. Boom.
Hey, dude.
What up, Andy? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm doing well. I'm loving everyone's art. Loving to see it. Hope it's all helpful for everybody.
Yeah, it's been great to see everyone's work. Yeah.
Yeah, this is fun, man. I love the lighting of your scene. It's like really saturated and nice. And
Yeah, thanks.
crisp and everying. Yeah,
It's
good motion.
still obviously a massive work in progress. Just like everybody else's, really.
Of course.
I'm trying to work in passes. So as I complete one section, as I get a bit stuck on something, I'll move to somewhere else.
Cool.
It's quite a big and heavy scene.
I like it. Yep, I
Yeah.
like it. Okay. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? How long you been doing 3D?
I'm Andy. I'm from England, and I'm a motion designer. Been doing 3D for over a decade now, but maybe professionally since maybe like 2018.
Okay, cool.
I worked at a few animation studios, a few agencies, and so I do a lot of 3D every day anyway. So it's finding the time for this project has been pretty difficult, but this is the first time I've actually done a challenge.
Ooh.
But you know what? This time around, I'll join in and see what I can pull out of the bag with the little time that I do have.
That's what's up. Thanks for taking the time and joining. Welcome. I hope you're having a good time so far.
Yeah, no, happy to be here. It's good to have a change from everything you do day to day, because a lot of the stuff when you do work in industry can be kind of boring sometimes. So it's good to work on something completely different to a lot of the commercial stuff that you often have to be paid to do.
Yeah, I get it, man.
It's been cool, and especially with the constraints that you give us, it takes away the total freedom, but it gives us enough to come up with something kind of cool of our own.
Yeah. I think the limitations. It's fun to work within the limitations. You're one of my favorite drummers. He was like, if he's told to do a drum solo, he's like, what? There's too many things to do. What are you talking about? He's like, but I'll play it in 5/4 and use these specific drums, and accent on whatever. And he's like, okay, now I can do a lot of fun stuff in there, and it's like a launching off point. So
Yeah. How I've always seen it is with limitation comes creativity, and when you're given unlimited freedom to do whatever you want, you often find yourself stuck with so many avenues and options to go down.
Yeah.
That you can't typically decide on a path. But yeah, given these constraints, it's led everyone down a really interesting path.
So what's your goal with this render? What are you trying to convey with this?
Yeah, I guess the idea is it's based off that movie, Premium Rush. It's similar to the title of your challenge. Joseph Gordon-Levitt in New York City. He's a bike messenger.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And the start of the movie, he gets absolutely totaled by a taxi, and he's flying through the air in slow motion. You might be able to spot on like frame 1. There's a bike. It's got no texture on it. But anyway, he's totaled his bike, but he's still going to make the delivery. So he's vaulting over the taxis to make his pizza delivery. That's that pizza asset that was shared.
Oh, fun.
In the chat.
Is that Wonders' pizza?
Right. It's the Domino's one, yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to focus on narrative as much as I could. The idea is to eventually add like a bunch of micro narratives in here. So on the top of the taxis, the ad signs eventually will be rival taxi companies rival pizza delivery companies trying to flatten him, perhaps. And there's going to be a bunch of characters down the street doing stuff. There'll be like somebody busking, playing music. I think there's like a keyboard piano on the right side of the screen.
Okay, so you're just gonna like fill it up.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be like so dense, and like it'll actually hopefully feel like New York. Like I'm gonna get some trash in there and everything. It's gonna look gross, but
like madness.
That's the idea.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'm going for realism, but I don't know if I'll reach that in the time given.
That looks great, man.
I mean, I'm not using Unreal Engine, so I find it pretty difficult to flesh out things this quickly. So yeah, I'll just see how it goes and see if I can find some nice models, so I don't have to model everything. And I've also got a bunch of animation to do, and that character, he's going to get a full suite of sim on him. He's just got some like modeled clothes, but they'll probably be simmed at some point.
Okay.
Along with like his chin strap with his helmet. To be honest, it might be a totally different guy at that point, but we'll see how much time I've got.
Yeah. Okay. So right off the bat, I think your lighting is great. Your render quality is great.
Great.
I love the blue yellow color, blue yellow red. Like your primary colors are just like perfect. That color combination is like really great. It's a little thin. I think you need to fill it out, like you said you're gonna do. Your shadow in the foreground is perfect. It really like puts the eye on the character. So yeah, nice lighting. Let's see. The two things that like throw me right now would be the camera move looking back and the animation of that car getting crunched. I'll start with I'm assuming you're moving the camera back in order to see the car getting crunched. Is that right?
So it's just panning to the left. It's still tracking down that motion.
Oh, of course.
So the only animation is just on the Y rotation.
Yep. It feels. I'm wondering if you can like hide it a little bit more. It feels like it's what's the best way to say it? Like you can really tell that the camera is like moving back and then looking back. Is there a way you can maybe take those keyframes and open them up a little bit more and ease them in a little bit more and out a little bit more, perhaps, to make it feel a little bit more fluid?
For sure.
Yeah, I think that can help.
I mean, originally I didn't have a camera move in it at all, like any additional camera move to what you'd give us. But then I saw a bunch of people were messing with the camera, and I was like, well, maybe I'll put a little one in. And then I've seen people take it way too far, like you spoke about earlier. I was originally thinking, do I need to go a bit more? But maybe I'll try and make that a little bit more of a subtle.
Yeah, subtle
transition.
Is good. Subtle is good. Because like right now it's really obvious. And honestly, don't do it if you don't need to. So like, if you can still communicate the crash without it, then I wouldn't, like, why do it, you know? That would be my first note.
Maybe we'll see like those, because normally I'd rely on like sound and you just hear it happen and you could infer from that what's happened, but we don't have that luxury being in the render challenge. Well, hopefully making it into the real. So I've got to rely on actually telling that story.
Yeah.
So panning over and seeing him like leave frame that fast kind of implies that he's been hit.
I would.
So maybe that's a way to do it.
Yeah. So like, I think it's just a matter of timing. So the first thing I would do is probably have that car hit its brakes and get hit maybe a little sooner. And right now it's getting hit so fast, and like the motion, if you look at my hands, you have this car, it's basically doing this, right? Boom. Like, I feel like it would be more like, God dang it. I feel like it would be more of a gradual change of motion. If just look at a real car crash, look at a real rear ending, and like there's gonna be like that car is already gonna be hitting its brakes, locking up its brakes, the one behind it. It's just take the same, literally take the same animation of that car hitting its brakes onto the one behind it, duplicate the same shocks, same motion, have it crunch, and it's not gonna frickin' ping pong launch the car forward. It's gonna push it forward a little bit, but it's not gonna get blasted out of frame.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good chart. I was trying to imply that he'd never seen the guy stop, so that he's just plowed into him at full speed. But maybe he does try and stop, and he nudges him rather than fully smashes him out of the frame. So maybe I could get away with that.
Yeah, because even if he didn't see him and he plowed straight into him, there's no way that car would just, the second car, there's no way it would just stop like that. Like, so that would be my note. Look at reference of car crash footage. Like, look at and try and replicate that realistically. That would be a big note. Try and get that hit to happen a little sooner too, perhaps too, so you don't have to move this camera, do this whole camera move back if you don't have to. And if you really have to, try and hide it. Like a good example would be this first guy, Sam, how he's like tilting up for that jump, right? He's tweaking the camera a little bit, but it's very subtle. Like, it's still...
I didn't even notice he did that, so yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you can hide it like that, it's gonna be a little harder to hide a lateral movement than a up and down movement, but...
Yeah, especially since I'm moving the opposite direction as well. So.
Yeah. So just try and keep it, if you have to do it, keep it subtle and like...
Yeah.
That's my only notes. The car crash, just, you know...
I do have a question. I'd want your opinion on what to do with that vanishing point, because I mean, you can see the buildings do just end.
Yeah.
And I was thinking maybe I could do some fog, but you know, like down that's the axis. So like did the buildings disappear? But I mean, I don't want it too foggy. It's already kind of a bit too hazy as it is.
No, I like your lighting.
What would you do?
Yeah, you could put okay, so maybe a little bit of haze. Right, because there would be a little haze kind of going off into there. I wouldn't say foggy, I would just say a little bit of haze going off in the background would certainly help. And then, you know, you could put the Statue of Liberty back there. You could, put just an avenue of buildings in front, so like it doesn't go to just infinity.
Oh yeah.
It cuts off with some buildings. You could put a bridge back there. Brooklyn Bridge or something, Manhattan Bridge, I don't know. You could put like an overpass with a train. I know they have underground trains, so technically above ground would not work. What else?
Cool. Yeah, I was thinking because I didn't want to just stack a bunch of buildings into infinity, but yeah I guess maybe something like an adjacent structure of sorts to completely cut off that vanishing point.
Yeah, and I think a little bit of haze going off into a little bit of haze is fine. And yeah, like having the like steam vents is cool. Like maybe having some more of those like manholes with the steam coming up and through. Like that could be sweet.
Yeah, that maybe something in the foreground as well, like right near the camera. There's a little like manhole that's got steam coming through it.
Yeah, with a construction crew around it, like it's like sectioned off, like they're, you know. There's like a couple like you have back there the orange and white, you know, you kind of section it off and there's like a construction hat guy there. He's like, hey. I don't know, that's a lot. Um,
No, I'll put it in. I was gonna put like a rat in there with like a pizza slice, just like running down the street, but I don't know if
fun.
you'd see it.
That's fun. The
Yeah,
last note.
another.
The last note would just be on the animation of the pizza boxes. They're a little stiff. I feel like they need a little bit of like random rotation on,
Yeah, dude, that's like past one, I think.
Yeah, and I think like giving them like some get thrown forward a little bit, some hang behind a little bit. It's a little like Tom and Jerry, like perfect cartoony.
Yeah, it's kind of like an accordion right now.
Yeah,
I just wanted to get like that idea in there, and then
Yeah.
because it was so annoying trying to like pin that to my rig. I was like, I'll leave it for now, and I'll revisit that another day.
And then I don't know if there's a road texture in right now, but I feel like a darker road with like yellow lines, white lines, all that stuff.
Yeah, there's no texture. It's just sort of like a
Cool.
random,
Yeah.
like reflection on that.
But yeah, man, unless you have any other questions,
I think you covered everything. Like, yeah, thanks for having me on. Really appreciate your input, and yeah, it's been great to see everyone's work.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like it's a world of difference. Week 1 versus week 2 is like really cool. And week 3 will be even crazier. So yeah, thanks for coming on. We're gonna move on to our last artist and call it. But yeah, really, really good job so far. Just work on those 2 things, a couple things there, and yeah, best of luck.
Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, absolutely. See you, Andy. Good luck, man.
Bye.
Peace. All right, y'all. We made it to our last artist. Let's get him queued up. And it's food time. Gotta eat. All right, it says soccer. That's the name of this render. Let's take a look. All right. Who do we got? Beier. What's up, Beier?
What's good?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great. Yeah, I'm great. We're at the end of the stream here. Saw a lot of fun art, and we got this last one here. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself to the community. How long you been doing 3D? Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Canada. I'm 16 years old. I started 3D, like my dad introduced it to me around like 2021-ish.
Nice.
And I just like self-taught myself from there.
That's what's up. Very cool. Tell me about your render. Like, why'd you go with this scene? What speaks to you with this?
I like went with the scene because like recently I went to like Italy, and
same.
I saw buildings like that are similar to like how they are in my scene.
Did you go to Naples?
Yeah, I actually did.
Yeah.
Sorrento.
Yeah, same. It's kind of giving me the vibes a little bit. Naples,
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah, they all have like the hang-dried clothes out from their balconies and stuff.
Yeah, so that's what inspired me. I also took inspiration from like South America, like Argentina.
Yeah.
Around there. And I play soccer myself, so there's another inspiration there.
Sick.
Originally, I was gonna do American football, but I landed on just like football, like soccer.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like how you adjusted the jump animation to add the kick. It's pretty sweet.
Thank you.
Yeah. So tell me about your scene. Like, what are your goals with it now? Like, what are you still working on? What do you want to achieve with your scene?
Yeah, my main goal right now is the lighting. I feel like after that like glow in the middle, it gets a little dark. I did add lights to the like windows, if I can send that to you. But wait, let me send it to you. That's okay.
Yeah, if you want to DM me, but I mean, I have the screenshots here. I don't know if that's reference.
Yeah, this is a reference.
So you're just saying you added some lights to the windows. That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like the mid ground is a little empty.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering like how like I don't know what to add to the mid ground. Like in between the like soccer net and the wall in the back, I feel like there should be something there, but I don't know what I could do there.
Yeah, that would be just reference and looking at the environments that you're referencing and seeing what they do.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, we could try and sit here all day and try and come up with something and figure out what it could be. We could take guesses, but like the answer is in your reference for sure. So I would look there. I like that middle point silhouette jump. Boom. Really nice with the lighting, man. It's great.
Yeah.
It's like
Thank you.
really good instinct you have. The sun looks like it's a square. I will say that.
Yeah, I don't know why it does. Like, I'm using the sky texture on Blender, and for some reason it's just like a square.
Huh. That might be one for chat to take a look at and see like why that's happening. Even on the Discord, like go into Discord and people will probably have an answer for you. Someone just said dust kicking up off of their foot when they kick, it would be perfect. And I think I would agree.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like a dust puff.
Like right when he jumps.
Yep. You'd have to get, you'd have to integrate that in a realistic way. But I think, yeah, I think that'll be really, really cool. I love the character in the back who like headbutts it to him. That's really fun.
Yeah, thank you.
I would agree with you on the lighting though. I would say it feels pretty dark in the front and back. It's almost like the scene is covered in like a dust cloud, is how it feels. So I would just take another look at your lighting and see if you can't like maybe have
Gone again.
So the way you have it set up, it's just peering through those buildings there. You know what? It might be a good reference. If you look up Kung Fu Hustle, the Stephen Chow movie, at the end of the movie, the lighting is kind of like this. And he like power blasts. Oh, I left my camera again. He power blasts a hole through this like slums. They're living in these like slums type of like building environment. And the sun shines through the hand blast at the end of the movie. And I think that might actually be a really good lighting reference for you is to look at Kung Fu Hustle. There's a big old fight that goes down at the end of that movie. If you never watched it before, watch it. It's a great movie. But yeah, definitely look at the way they're lighting it at the end of the movie, especially when he hits it with that hand blast, the palm blast, and the sun shines through it. It's kind of similar lighting, but it's like, it's footage, right? It's a movie. They spiced it up. Yeah. It looks really good. So maybe that's a good reference for lighting, and try and replicate that.
Yeah, the one with the like windows, like the where I changed the windows, I did add like a light that kind of is on the other side of the sun. It just kind of like lights up, like lights them up like a little bit. But I feel like that ruins it a little bit because then the shadows are gone.
Yeah. My best note would be to look at reference of lighting. Look at reference for lighting and look at reference for what to put in the midground. Those are the big two. And then motion blur would help you. Adding motion blur to your scene, I think, would help. Other than that, I think the animation on the arms when he cheers, when he runs through and cheers, the animation feels a little broken, like on the shoulders.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you, is it like, am I allowed to like, you see how he's like cheering and then he stops? Am I allowed to like continue the cheer until the end of the animation? Does it have to go back to the running?
No, you can continue the cheer. Yeah.
Okay.
Because people are gonna be doing renders where like they're holding stuff, holding a sword, holding whatever. Like they're not gonna like drop their sword and go back to the run. Like they're gonna keep. Yeah. So we allow for like upper body adjustment, head adjustment, that kind of stuff like you're doing. So yeah, keep that going through. Just be sure not to like break. Yeah, it kind of looks like a puppet with strings. Like try and get that worked out a little bit. But yeah, you're good.
I was for a little less because I thought you had to like, go back to the original animation.
No,
so I went for like a little less.
You're good. You're good to keep the cheer up. Yeah. Do you have any other questions?
No, not really. Yeah, that's all I really wanted to ask.
Cool. Yeah, cool. Definitely check out Kung Fu Hustle. Look at the end of that movie. Lighting wise, I think it's gonna help you. If you can kind of match it, it'll be pretty spot on. Because I think it's literally the setup you have here. It's like the sun shining through the hole in the slums, like in the buildings.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
Sweet. Yeah. Thanks for sharing your work on here. Like, this is fun. I like your idea, and I like the way that you're adding on top of the animation provided. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I appreciate it a lot. Thank you.
Absolutely. But yeah, if you don't have any more questions, we'll let you go. And good luck with the rest of the challenge. Have a good weekend.
All right, thank you too.
Yeah,
Appreciate
I'll catch you
it a
later, Veer. Absolutely, man. We'll see you in the Discord.
Yep.
Yeah, peace out, man. Later. All right, y'all. That's everybody. If you want to join me on stream next Friday and share your works in progress, there's all the information down below in the description to come on and do that. Just head over to the Discord in the Kinetic Rush category, right? Under like the Get Started stuff, you'll hit the green checkbox and you'll have access to all of the channels, one of which is the announcements. Keep your eyes peeled on the announcements. Sotomonte usually makes one around Wednesday or so, kind of halfway through the week. And he'll be asking for you guys to DM him with your art and a couple other things just to make sure you're good to go, got a mic and speak English, that kind of stuff. So next Friday we'll be doing this again, and the Friday after that we'll be doing it again. I think the last stream, we'll see if we're doing this again. Probably be doing this all the way through. But I really appreciate you guys hanging out, watching all the artists, and giving your feedback in the chat here. It's really kind of you guys. Thanks for being positive with it. And I hope all of these like little reviews have helped you with your renders. For those of you working at home. So yeah, so that you can be just more informed and kind of get a little think outside the box and get a little different perspective on your stuff. When's the new music channel coming? Oh wow, okay, so you've been watching. So I got this. My first MIDI controller, got one of these. And I'm gonna get this hooked up to my Volca drum, and I got I'm gonna try to get this to the OP1 as well. And yeah, it would be fun to do some music-based stuff at some point. Maybe there's a music channel at some point, or just a channel where I do all my other hobbies and stuff. Who knows? I don't know. I've never made a second channel, but it feels like it would be pretty fun. Yeah. I'll take it to chat here for like 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna get some food. I need food. But yeah, guys, thanks for hanging out. Oh, here's a crazy announcement. Tomorrow, I have a video coming out. It's a video I'm doing with my friend Derek Rutke, and he's coming on to show you guys how to make PS1 style renders in modern software. And it's a freaking great video. It is incredible. It was very similar to like when Sotomonte came on and took over the tutorial and taught you guys how to make puppets. Very similar vibe. Derek takes over, he walks you through the whole process, and I think you guys, if you're into that kind of stylized PS1 style art, this is gonna be a good one for you. He gets into everything. He kind of shows you how to make the PS1 style art, PS1 style graphics, using the limitations of the PlayStation 1. So it's based off of like what the PS1 could actually do back in the day, and we kind of limit ourselves technologically to make the sweet PS1 art. So that comes out tomorrow at 9 a.m. It's gonna be a good one. I got all this, we got all this custom B-roll of my PlayStation and like all these nice ASMR little shots of the PlayStation, and it takes you back. If you guys are into that kind of vibe, it's a good one. It's a good one. So we'll be traveling back to the mid-90s on that one. Very excited. Very, very excited. Otherwise, yeah, the challenges is rolling through. I'm also going to be a judge in XP Pen's new Future Me challenge, which is like kicking off today all the way through October 15th. They have an illustration category, Guy Collins. If you're still here, take a look at that. They also have an animation category, so that goes all the way through October 15th. For those of you who just can't get enough challenges, then there's a couple to pick from here. Anything else? Looking at chat here, I see you guys. Scouty. We'll get something, Scouty. We'll get something. You're real nice with those comps, man. Real nice with the compositing. Yeah. So I'm probably not gonna make a render this time. So much of my time is spent making sure the PS1 video is good. I have a video coming out at the end of the month where I'm recreating Pompeii in procedurally recreating Pompeii in Unreal Engine. So like I'm working on some standalone videos throughout the month, and doing these with you guys to support. So like I feel like my job is to kind of support the challenge, make sure that you guys are in the know, moving in the right direction. I've made art here and there on the last challenges. Usually I make art, sometimes I don't. This time I'm probably not gonna, and I'll just focus on those videos coming out, make those as good as they can be, and helping you guys reviewing the art here on stream. So what's the best way to fake a big city, in my opinion? I don't know, you can have a couple building assets and scatter them across a plane. Maybe that'd probably be the easiest way to fake a big city. You could probably also have some background cards, you know, so just a PNG, just a background card of like a cityscape on like a little scrolling card. That could help too. Have I announced the second channel? No, there's no second channel yet. It's just talk. I'm just talking, wondering maybe. It's not even in the works. I'm just enjoying making music right now. Maybe there'll be a second. I have too many hobbies, too many things, too much time, or too little time. The last thing I need to do is be biting off more stuff. But if I do record some music, and have little like video playback of it and everything, then a second channel would make sense for that, and you guys would be the first people to know. But as of now, no second channel. Just checking chat here. And there goes my camera. I think that's gonna be it. I think we're gonna call it at that. I don't know why my camera's dying. It's an old one. It's an old one for sure. But y'all, thanks for hanging out. Good times, everybody. I don't even know if you can still hear me, but I can see myself now. I think we're good. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next Friday. Y'all rock. Good luck. There goes the camera again. We're calling it.
It's going crazy. Just finished already.
Later. Bye-bye.